the Super Bowl for the upcoming Valentine's Day rush that you've got. And your IT is not ready for that influx of people logging on and trying to get that. So not only have you not captured the value of what you wanted out of that promotion, you've ended up with a brand black eye. You've ended up driving people to your competitors, because if they don't have the response out of their system, out of your website, you know, a retailer online is just another click away. The competitor is just another click away. This does have the advantage that made the CFO happy, but I contend it makes everyone else unhappy, whether that person's in IT, scrambling to meet the demand, or the person's a marketing or a sales individual who's lost value, you know, lost opportunity. And so usually that results in the last stage here, which is, let's make sure we close the barn door after the horses have bolted, right? Well, you end up buying, and now we've made, in addition to making everyone unhappy with the inability to meet the demand, we've gone and made the CFO unhappy by buying additional systems later. So what's the solution to this? Well, the solution is you really want IT supply to track demand. You want to be able to take, you know, and recognize when these peaks occur, that I can flex my capacity, that I can add additional capacity through instant capacity or pay-per-use, or shifting resources from applications and business processes that are underutilized or lower priority to the highest priority problem that I've got at that moment, with all the benefits in terms of its cost improvements, in terms of flexibility and quality that you get, the speed to market that you get. And that is what the adaptive infrastructure is all about. It's delivering on this vision. Okay, well, this is everybody's vision, right? This isn't rocket science. This is what everybody is telling their customers today that they need to have. And this makes sense from a financial perspective. It makes sense from a performance perspective. So how is HP uniquely qualified to deliver on this? And it's because we're integrated by design. Okay? What does HP do? We seamlessly integrate virtualization, automation, business continuity, management technologies to help customers reduce their risk, speed their application time to market, and really predictably align IT to the business. Well, let me explain a little bit more about what this means. With HP, it's a matter of configuring these pieces to work together. Okay? So taking business availability center or network center or operations center from our HP software suite of tools and integrating them by design to work with Systems Insight Manager, with Insight Dynamics VSE, with our VSE suite of tools such as Capacity Advisor, such as Global Workload Manager, integrated by design with our virtualization technologies such as vPARs or NPARs or Virtual Connect or Integrity Virtual Machines, running on our base systems of Blades and Superdomes and XPs and storage and all these other products. It's the fact that all of these were designed to work with one another. There's some significant advantages to this. Time to market. If I'm running and standing a project up, and because it's all coming to me and is designed to work together, I configure those to work with one another. Whereas if I bought everything from the lowest cost commodity price and I really beat up my vendors and get them down to the lowest cost, I've got to go through this integration on site to make all that work together. Right? So I've eaten up more of my precious maintenance and operations costs just getting that stood up and running. So it's less costly, it's less risky, it's more predictable. HP stands behind all that working together in concert. Faster time to market, better business value to the business. So that's why I sum this up with this slide here. As you can see, this is a strategy we really started with the utility data center 5, 6, 7 years ago. And a lot of that was based off of business critical service systems software, such as Global Workload Manager and Instant Capacity and vPARs. So we really started this inside that BCS realm. Then along comes that acquisition with Compaq, and they brought Systems Insight Manager, which was managing their ProLiant systems, right? And now it manages HP Integrity Systems, and it manages the storage systems. And then along we add things, from HP software with the acquisition of Mercury and the acquisition of Opsware to manage those tools and to provide additional pieces. It's all of this coming together, integrated by design. So a key message here, and for those of you that haven't seen this slide, I'll explain what this is, and for those of you who have, oh, this is the Lego guy. It's the Lego analogy. This is a 16-foot scale model of the USS Harry S. Truman done in 300,000 pieces of Legos. And I use this for a real subtle point here. If HP, or for that matter any other technology company, were selling Legos, if we were the marketing and sales arm of Legos, they'd have gone out of business years ago. Why? Because we'd have talked about the technology. We'd have talked about the block and how the block is the perfect block. It's the best block. It's got the most features, the richest feature set. It's way better than Tinker Toys, and it blows Lincoln Logs out of the water, right? But the really interesting thing about Legos is how they seamlessly go together, right? To do things that are really cool. And you know, a 300,000 piece representation of the USS Harry S. Truman, that's really cool, right? It's 16 feet long. It's how these things come together that's really the interesting story. It's how OpsWare, Business Availability Center, and Network Center works with SIM and Insight Dynamics and VSC and Global Workload Manager, and works with instant capacity and virtualization like Virtual Connect. It's how all those things work together to do something really interesting. You know, I was at IDC West about 18 months ago, and I presented this slide to a group of executives, and it was interesting because a guy came up to me afterwards. He goes, "I hate Lego analogies." And I was like, "Oh no," right? He's a VP for some IT organization, pretty large company here in the Bay Area. He goes, "Well, normally it's 25 pieces that, you know, it's a toy," and I'm offended by the idea that it's a toy. He goes, "But 300,000 pieces in the form of the USS Harry S. Truman, you're getting close to the complexity of my data center." And so that's the change we need to make with understanding what adaptive infrastructure is. It's about how these pieces come together to reduce those operational costs, to get better leverage of their application environment, to help them invest in strategy, in essence, to do what we've done here at HP and flip that investment ratio from 70% maintenance and operations to 70% on innovation and performance enhancements. I can be reached at paul.mantey, M-A-N-T-E-Y, @hp.com. Thank you very much for your time.